In this example, it looks like we have a nice one-step equation that we're going to solve. And it looks like we have some number n, and it's being divided by -4, and when I do that, I get -8. Some students will look at a problem like this and quickly say that the value of n is +2, and they'll move on. But they will have been wrong. Can you see why they might have been wrong to say n equals 2? Can you see why they might have said n equals 2? Well, let's go ahead and look at this problem closer. So we're taking our number n and we're dividing it by -4. Okay, so if we're trying to isolate this variable n on this left side of the equation all by itself, we need to undo this division by -4. Okay, well the opposite operation or the inverse operation to division is multiplication. So we're going to go ahead and multiply both sides of our equation by this -4. And we're using what we call the multiplication property of equality, which says if I multiply a value on one side of the equation, I need to also do it to the other side of the equation to keep the two sides balanced or equal. Okay, so if we multiply by -4 to undo this division by -4, the -4's here on the left side will cancel, and so what I'll have is just that n all by itself. And on the right side, I'll have a negative times a negative, which will be a positive. So 8 times 4 will be 32. So the value for n is going to be 32 in this case. And going back to what I mentioned at the beginning, some students immediately look at this and might say +2 and move on. That's because they see this division and they say, oh, -8 divided by -4, because they instinctively realize that 8 divided by 4 is a nice number, and they just take that for the correct answer and move on. But of course, that's not the way we do these types of problems. So remember, we had our number n being divided by -4. So to isolate this n variable, so we can solve for it, on this left side, we need to use the inverse operation to division, which was multiplication. And then we saw that -8 times -4 is indeed +32.